Good afternoon. It's Lindsay. It's October 29th, 2023. And so I want to talk more about gang stalking, about organized stalking, mobbing, um, community harassment, illegal surveillance, these kinds of things, home invasions. Uh, so yeah, I'm in San Antonio. I'm a targeted individual, and I have been making these videos now for 8 years, 7, 8 years, about targeted individuals, or about my situation, and I've done extensive research about the topic of targeted individuals and about gang stalking and all this stuff, but my situation is quite bizarre as far as why this is happening to me. And it's I'm trying to find a book over here while I'm talking, and I don't know what I did with it, but there's a book that I have. Where did it go? Where is that book? Well, that's strange. I don't know what happened to that book. Anyway, it's my book. It's about reintegrative shaming, uh, community reintegrative shaming. It's by John Brathwaite. It's a book that I can't find it in my bookshelf right now. I was gonna look at that and read a bit from that book. But so that's what, okay, targeted individuals. I'm going to talk about this again. I know I'm reiterating. I've talked about this many a time, but what it is, or what the program, what it basically is used for, and why they do it is because people. And I'm going to try, and I know that what I'm going to say is going to offend people. Obviously, there's going to be people who, and I don't have hardly any subscribers to my videos, or very few people watch my videos anyway, because the people who do watch them get very offended, I think, or whatever, because I speak the truth and nobody wants to hear the fucking truth. They want to hear a bunch of lies. Nobody likes to hear the truth. But a person is put in a program such as this because you are either a political dissident, number one, you are somebody who witnessed something, a crime, a murder, something that you're a witness to, that you saw, something you saw. You're a victim of identity theft. You're a victim of abuse, narcissistic abuse, like stemming from your family. These are some reasons why you're going to be in the program. Financial abuse. Um, you got in trouble with the law, but instead of going to jail, they did some kind of a sentencing where a plea bargain where you have to, it could be that reason, or you are a first time offender, and so there's all kinds of reasons why a person's going to get put on some kind of a government watch list. But the thing is that it's extremely unjust. It's extremely horrific, abusive, and they don't ever tell you why, right? The main reason why they'll put you in this program is because you're quote unquote mentally ill, according to some psychiatrist who gave you some kind of mental diagnosis using the DSM. If you've been given any kind of mental diagnosis by a psychiatrist throughout your life, doesn't matter if it was when you were a child, a teenager, an adult, if you were ever given any kind of mental diagnosis, then you're definitely going to be a targeted individual. That's for sure going to put you most definitely on some kind of targeted individual list. Or if you ever spent time in a mental hospital, a rehab, things like that, these are other reasons why you would be targeted. But there are a lot of other reasons why, but those are some main reasons why. Or you were they're the what else could I think of that, other reasons. I just gave you a pretty good list of some reasons why. And that's pretty. You could start with that and do research about that if you're trying to figure this shit out. Because what happened to me is that when I was a student back in the early no, I'm sorry, not early '90s. I was a student, a college student in Austin, Texas, at the UT Austin. And I made some mistakes. Not really any big deal, but I smoked some marijuana several times and things like that. Whatever. I never got in trouble with the police, though. I never was arrested, but I did drink a lot. I did have a bit of an alcohol problem and some drug issues with marijuana. But that was, I was in my early 20s. That was back in 1996, 1990, no, 1997. I want to say more like 1997-ish, 98 when that kind of started. But prior to that, no, I never had problems with any kind of substance abuse. So that's probably part of the reason why I'm in this program. And then, of course, I was given mental diagnosis by psychiatrists throughout my life, various times. But so it just varies. It varies. And but what's so fucked up about this is that basically you're being punished. It's a punitive. It's a very punitive system. It's a punishment reward system. Like you do something good and the community sees it, and then it's like you get a little reward type thing. Like you're treated as if you're a pet or a child, like an animal. And you might be an adult, you might be a teenager who's in this fucking program or whatever, but you're gonna notice that people around you are behaving really strangely towards you, and that out in public you get stalked by total strangers who are doing things on their phone, or they're talking about a conversation out loud that is exactly something that you talked about the day before with someone else. Like that's called mimicking, or direct conversation, where they're actually kind of parroting what you just talked about, and that right there is to let you know that you are being watched and surveilled. Okay, that's like that. They're wanting you to know. And so they recruit all these people from the community to do this, like people from churches, whoever, volunteers who sign up to, like, oh, you want to be a good Samaritan? Here are the bad people in the community who we need to keep an eye out on. And they'll give you a list of people and whatever. And so they get some fucking app on their phone, and so they target you, like when you're out in public with this shit, to behavior modification crap, whatever it is they do. And it's really stupid because they use their kids to harass you. They'll use their entire families. And with me being in a city that's predominantly Hispanic, San Antonio, Texas, you can imagine these people, the way they gossip, and the way there's so much nepotism here, and the way they're very clannish amongst each other. They can be real, like culturally, like very mean, and it's just a cultural thing, and I don't even know if they're aware of how mean they can be, or how intrusive. But it's part of it's like the Hispanic culture. It's just they're very much in your face, very much in your business, wanting to know everything you're doing, to the point that it's invasive. And that's something that I can't stand, being a private person. Because I mean, yeah, I'm private, even though I make these videos about my situation as in public and whatnot. Outside of making these YouTube videos, I'm a very reclusive person. I don't socialize. I don't go out. I'm a homebody. I just stay to myself. I don't really hardly ever talk to anybody, and that's how I live, and that's how I choose to live. And it's almost how I have to live for my own protection, because each time I have allowed someone into my life, met somebody or whatever, they end up they're always a perpetrator, or they end up doing something really mean to to punish me, or to try to get me to not go to the gym. They're just things that are really fucking mean. Or all they really want to know are about my finances. Like all these men, if you try to date, all they really care about is what your financial situation, like how much money do you have, and how good are you in bed? Are you gonna suck their dick? Okay, and I don't mean to sound so crude, but that's how the men behave in this city. That's all they care about, is getting you in the bed, having you as their sex slave, and then turning you into somebody who's a submissive little subservient sex slave to them, and then stealing your fucking money. Because if they know that you might have some money, because I always want to know, well, how do you support yourself? How do you pay your bills? Who do you? It's like they ask you all these questions, like it's none of your fucking business. Do you really know me that well? But you'll hardly know these people, and immediately they want to know, how much money do you make? Where do you get your money? Where it's like, well, why are you asking me all these questions? Who the fuck are you? I don't go around asking some man who I barely know, so how much money do you make every year? Where do you get your money? And how, it's none of my business, and it's none of their fucking business either. But that's how these people are. It's like, and you'll find that if somebody's interested in you and they're pursuing you, and you're like, why me? What we have nothing in common. We don't share any interests. We hardly know each other. Then you really need to ask yourself, why would they be pursuing you so much? Well, the reason why is because they have a financial interest in you, because they're being paid to surveil you or stalk you, and they're working for the government. That's the bottom line. Is that that's the only reason, at least in my situation. I don't have any men who are actually just really genuinely interested in me anymore. No, back in the day I used to, but not anymore. If they do, it's fake. If they do express any kind of an interest, it's because they're being set up for it or paid to do it by the government or whatever, to infiltrate and to come into my life and fuck it up like they always do. And I've been in some really dangerous situations with some of these psychopath, medicated, drugged up, methed up, fucking alcoholic, pothead, loser idiots here. They don't have a fucking car, they don't have a job, but they get Social Security benefits, and they get somehow they have a bunch of money, but they don't have a job or anything like that. But they're I guess they're drug dealers, right? There's something that they're doing to make money, but then they treat you like absolute shit. And then if you upset them in any kind of way, they fucking blow a fuse and then start threatening you with death threats. For example, this happened to me recently. It was someone who I've known. I don't know the man very well at all, but I've known him since 2019. I met him on a dating site, and this dude went fucking nuts. Like I let him stay in this house because he needed a place to stay. He was in Austin on the fucking streets. He begged me if I'd buy him a fucking ticket to come here. I bought a bus ticket for him. And he just basically, I want you to make me some food. He's very demanding, make me some food, please. And so I made him some food. I let him sleep in my spare bedroom on the floor. And he's just a fucking asshole, like a real ill-educated or very ill-mannered, I should say, house guest. Treated me like fucking dirt. And then demanded that, just demanding. Okay, they're very demanding. And I have never had intimacy this person. I was only trying to help him out. He's always on the fucking streets, on and off drugs, and in and out of fucking mental hospitals. And now I know the reason why. Okay, now after getting to really know him or analyzing him more, now I realize why the fuck he's in and out of mental hospitals and nobody wants to deal with him. because he's an asshole. He treats people like shit. And then, he's got a fucking rap sheet a mile long, and he's violent. He's also very violent, especially towards women. And, you need to, stupid me allowed this person to sleep in my house, okay? He could have killed me easily. There's no telling what it's like. Here I am in my house with a psychopath sleeping in the room over there who's God only knows what could have happened to me. And early the next morning, told him I had to go. He was all pissed off that I had to take him to he's just a little fucking baby, And thank God this person, I've blocked him now from my phone permanently, and I'm sure he's horrible, but I could read you the horrific messages that he was sending me, all because I didn't let him come back here after I dropped him off at a Walmart on my way to the gym, and then he's all pissed off because he was out in the middle of a Walmart, out in the middle of nowhere, out in Kirby, Texas, and he didn't know how he was going to get back to San Antonio. It's like, I'm not your fucking mama. Figure it out. You're an adult man. You can fucking figure it out. What the fuck are you whining to me about it for? I never said you could stay at this house anymore. So anyway, just shit like that. These people, they're little fucking babies, misogynistic asshole babies who are pissed off because they don't get their way, and so they take it out on everybody else. And these are the kinds of people that I try to avoid because they add more problems to your life. Not only that, but they're working for the government. Guess what? These are the motherfucking sick fucks that the government hires to do gang stalking. This guy who I'm talking about, I'm not going to say his name, he's a fucking gang stalker. He's a fucking perp working for the fucking corrupt goddamn fucking drug cartels and fucking San Antonio police. I believe is an undercover cop or some fucking narc cop, whatever the fuck he is, but he's out of his fucking mind crazy and mean. Mean as shit. Mean. And I feel really, I got so sick after that. I thought after going through that ordeal and all his fucking verbal abuse and shit, I literally felt so sick to my stomach, like I was gonna die. I was sick the next day. I could barely move. I think maybe he tried to maybe he poisoned my food. I don't know, but I've never been so sick in my life. Or it's been a long time since I felt that physically ill. And it's like the guy's just like cursed. And so I've had various people like that who I've let into my life by trying to help them and be nice to them, and they treat you like absolute shit. So that's part of the targeted individual program too, is if you're a female, they're going to send these horrific, asshole, narcissistic, shit fucking men into your life to abuse you and treat you like fucking shit. And to try to abuse you, torture you, steal your money, do whatever the fuck it is they can to probably have you killed. Because that's how mentally ill these people are. They're sick, and you can't do anything about it. Like I could easily go to the police and do a police report and I probably will if I need to. If this man ever sets foot near this property again, if he ever tries to call me again, which I have his number blocked, but or if he ever comes here again or calls me from a different number, then for sure I'm going to the police with that other information. That's why, because I have it blocked, but I can unblock it and then show them all the shit this creep did. But then again, this fucking asshole works for the fucking police. You see? Because he would brag about how the police protect him. So it's like you never know. It's such a catch-22 when you're dealing with these kinds of people. But, this man... And that's not the only person like that I've run into here who's just a complete drug-addicted, methed-out, drugged-up asshole who's so fucking mentally gone from drugs that they just act out violently. And there's a lot of those around who, because they're mentally ill, they get to go to the mental hospital or these fucking little, these hospitals for a week, and then they're all on the streets again. Because they can't have a stable place to live. Nobody will take them. They get kicked out and evicted everywhere they live. And so they basically have to go stay for a week here or there, or go to different cities to stay in mental hospitals, and then they have to live on the streets. But that's their life, because it's like, well, I guess you fucked up, but don't fucking project it onto me. And they'll blame you. They'll find, and then they'll start stalking you when you reject them and tell them no. They can turn into violent stalkers, because stalkers, when it comes to a male who is stalking a female, the male stalking a female, he's going to stalk the female because you are replacing his mother. Okay, you're the victim, and he's seeing you as his mother. And so whatever messed up things he had going on with his own mother, he's taking it out on you. Now you're the mother. And so you are, that this is a true fact about males who stalk females. They see their stalking victim women as their mother replacement. Yeah, it's real psychologically twisted, but that's something you can look into as well. You'll notice how a lot of these mentally ill men, if you've ever been around them, there's a lot of them out there, and it's usually because of they're so addicted to drugs or alcohol that they're just so whacked out, because they're drug addicts. And addicted people who drink so much alcohol and do the meth and all that shit that they do for so long every day, or however much they do it, it fries your fucking brain. It turns you in to whatever, a violent, abusive, mean, narcissistic person. And they have no filter. They don't care how much they hurt people, how much damage they do, psychological or anything. They couldn't care less. It's always about them. It's about me now. What I want. How am I going to get it? And they don't care. They'll steal from you. They'll steal from anybody they can, and they don't give a shit. And these people should be in prison. They literally are locked up in a mental hospital. But they're out on the streets everywhere. They're basically roaming free all over the fucking city. So be careful, because a lot of these men are on fucking dating sites. That's how I met this dude, was on a dating site. If I would have known he was that fucking crazy, which I did know he was after I talked to him, I knew, but if I would have known he was that mentally out of it and dangerous, I should have known better. And then I should have known better when I first met him, how he told me he was in prison for murdering somebody, or he was accused of, I mean, whatever. I'm the one who, it's stupid me. I'm the one who's stupid for being too nice to the wrong kinds of people. But that's just another example of some of the types of characters I've met here in San Antonio, because there's so many men who are drug addicts. Like, I've never seen anything like it. Like, everybody I ever meet, just about everybody, they're all potheads or meth addicts or alcoholics, or they smoke about a pack of cigarettes a day, and they just don't give a shit about their health. They don't care about anything about their physical health. And you can see it. It shows. And especially also the way they behave. They don't care. And it has something to do with the way they are raised by their own mother, by their own father. They come from abusive backgrounds and whatnot all the time. There's always some traumatic story with their childhood or violent past and this, that, and the other. And it's like, well, yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, okay. But so the whole targeted crap, like with me, I know that my targeted shit has to do with also because I'm a dissident, because I don't follow the political Zionist agenda, and that automatically right there, yes, I'm going on a tangent, and I'm skipping around a lot. That's how I talk usually, but anybody in the United States, especially if you're raised in this country and you're not in accordance with the political Zionist agenda, you're going to be on the government shit list. I mean, okay, you're seen as an enemy combatant, an anti-Semite. Well, maybe I am, okay? And after learning so much about the Jews and all the fucking evil shit that they've done throughout the world, throughout history, yeah, I'm not a fan of the Jews. I don't know if I'm a total anti-Semite, but I'm certainly not a fucking Jew fan. I'll tell you that right now. No, not at all. And also with my own personal experience of what some of them have done to me personally. And you can go ahead, do some research. Go watch you people who are so close-minded to all this stuff. And I'm not talking about biblical stuff. This has nothing to do with God's chosen or Jesus or shit like that, even though the Bible calls these people the chosen people and oh no, that's, whatever. But some people really do hate the white race, the Caucasian race. And I would say that the people who seem to want to wipe out the Caucasian race the most are the Jews. I believe that the Jews in this country are doing, obviously they're trying to do a white genocide. That's what's going on. And it's getting more and more evident every day. And go ahead, don't laugh at me, call me this, whatever you want to call me, label me. I don't give a fuck what you want to label me, but that's my opinion. And if you don't like what I'm saying, then you don't have to watch my fucking videos or subscribe to my channel. I don't give a shit what you do, but it's my opinion and I have the right to think what I want to think. Because I have experienced this kind of thing myself. And people are very ill-educated about a lot of the horrific things that Jews have done throughout history, because Jews are the ones who are always calling themselves victims and this, that, and the other, when in fact they're the ones who are fucking creating the problems where there's already a solution. They're coming up with all the fucking problems to get sympathy from everybody. And using the mass media, which they fucking own and control everything. Just about 98% of the media is controlled and owned by Jews, and just like the banks, everything else, the fucking media, the entertainment industry, it's all run by Jews. So anytime a white, Caucasian person has a voice, and oh no, you're a racist, and then they'll start all that shit. That's what they do. That's just how they operate. I don't give a fuck what they think about me. I couldn't care less. I'm not a Jew, and I don't have, and I'm not interested in their shit. I don't watch their fucking movies anymore. I don't care about their culture. So I don't give a fuck what they think about me. And that's that. So yeah, Jews are the ones behind the fucking gang stalking and targeted individual program. The Jews are the ones who fucking started it in the first place, by the way. So it's no wonder I'm a targeted individual, because I'm pretty much an anti-Semite, or anti-Jew, that is more like it to say. And so, yeah, they fucking hate me and want me destroyed, because I speak out against their shit all the time. And so they have put me on their shit list a long time ago. And yep, that's what they do. So that's all I'm talking about today. Thank you.